If you haven't heard yet, July 13th, just yesterday, the U.S. News reports Trump shot. Former President Donald Trump was shot in the ear during a Pennsylvania rally before being rushed off stage by the Secret Service. I came out of a movie, Fly Me to the Moon, which is all about NASA and how some fake footage was filmed about landing on the moon, just in case the mission wasn't successful so they could say they beat the Russians. What's interesting about that is I come out after watching that movie with my wife, and here was all this news about Trump being shot. So information arrived at me through this device that I know has its own agenda, even beyond the people who have their own agenda who post to this device. I knew that. So I was like, is this really real? How serious is it? I instantly hop on DC Drano and see that he posted scoop from a trained sniper. That whole thing was a fucking failure. The Secret Service got there slow, the SWAT team got there slow, and why the fuck did they keep him on stage? He should have been off there in 2 seconds, yet they stand him up for what? To give the shooter another shot? Look at the old Ronald Reagan assassination attempt. He was out of there in 0.2 seconds. So already I'm kind of wondering, was he really attempted to be assassinated? Was this something that Trump didn't know about? Was this something that Trump did know about? Why did it just graze his ear? Was the sniper that bad? All these questions started flooding my mind. Were they trying to get him out of the way and the Secret Service were in on it? Okay, I don't have answers to any of these things. These are the first few things that fly through my mind. Here's another thing. Why didn't a drone pick him up? Meaning a drone flying over the rooftop, which was not far. Why didn't a drone pick up the shooter? Why didn't another sniper pick him up? This is all fucking bullshit. We cover the Boston Marathon better than they're covering our own president. So the thing that I'm noticing at this point, the sniper is dead, as you can see, and this is the story. These are the pictures that we have, and a story is given to us. The next few things that I see are this. This is a shot of the roof, and somebody saying no Secret Service on planet Earth would have not secured a rooftop located that close to where the president was speaking. Was this a failure on the Secret Service? Did Trump know about it? Who was behind it? Was it seriously just a lone gunman? What stories are we going to hear about this individual coming from the left and coming from the right? These are all questions that I have and I have no answers to. And I hope you can admit, too, that you're just getting information from the internet. It's a volatile topic. It hits your amygdala and you have a knee-jerk reaction. You either think it's bullshit or you don't think it's bullshit, or you wish the sniper would have done a better job, or you wish the Secret Service would have done a better job. I see all this on social media. By the way, this is reflecting the people. Social media, what I'm catching is people's knee-jerk reactions to something like an attempted assassination on a former president who's running for re-election. I do have that question. Look at this footage. Ronald Reagan rushed off after being shot, rushed off very quickly. Not another shot was capable because the Secret Service were like human bulletproof vests. So, here's Trump getting carted off, having enough time to show the camera that he's going to give a couple fist bumps, say the word fight, has blood on his face, very dramatic. This is perfect because it's just his ear. He can still run. He doesn't have a missing eye. I have all these questions, but I'm not going to say that I know the answers to any of them. It's just kind of curious. Like people, when I said on somebody's Instagram page after the Will Smith and Chris Rock incident, that looked like a really weird slap. I didn't even say fake. I didn't even fully go there. But I went there enough to trigger people who are very triggered by people who go there. All I said was that looked like a very weird slap. And people were like, Ben, you think everything's a conspiracy theory. No, I just have a higher standard for what I will let in and believe because somebody tells me. I will be skeptical of everything, including every single angle of what happened with President Trump last night. So then the funny things start coming out. Babylon Bee, which is typically a conservative version of The Onion, which just makes fun of politics, but from a slanted view. CNN reports clumsy Trump hits head on bullet, because they're saying that's how the media is going to cover it. Here's another one from DC Drano you missed, with like superpower eyes in Trump's eyes. Here's a stupid joke. What did the Secret Service agent yell when Trump got shot at? No one knows. He says, Donald Duck. Okay. And somebody that I used to live near was the mom of a friend of mine, posted a shot of Donald Trump with blood coming out of his ear. And it says, do not get your ears pierced at Claire's. All right, that's just fucking funny, because it's not digging at him as a person. It's just making a joke about the picture, but maybe it's too soon. Then I saw some fear coming in. This one says, it's a crying Statue of Liberty with the caption, whatever happens next, do not comply, meaning this is the start of something bigger. What's happening is more is going to happen from this point on. People are going to be worried about martial law. People are going to be worried about left versus right civil war type stuff. People are going to be worried that this is just some conspiracy to keep our minds off of something else big that's really happening. There's going to be others that say left, right, it's all the same. Trump and Biden are working together. This is the planned way of getting Trump into office and keeping people from looking at other possible candidates and keeping people from asking questions like, should we even have this two-party system? Should we still have presidents as the way we have them? Can't we change things up? No, you throw an attempted assassination into the news media mix, and then all of a sudden we're not asking the same questions anymore. What I would like you to do is first do what RFK said. Breathe. I think we all need to just take a step back and breathe. That's the best thing to do when your life is not in danger. You're just looking at your phone, but you're reacting. Look at the way you're reacting right now. Maybe you specifically aren't reacting in any dumb way. Maybe you're just still inquisitive. But a lot of people already have their minds made up. Here's Josh Fox. He's basically saying, yes, this is political violence. That's not good. There's so many other versions of political violence that we should also be paying attention to. This is part of it. It's never good. I think that's actually a very balanced statement from somebody that I typically disagree with a lot of his framing of what he's saying, the attitude behind it. But I like this one. Here's Roseanne Barr. Can a staffer wake up President Shitpants to make a statement? Yeah, that's fair, but I will say this. When you start looking at how CNN is reporting it, CNN and the Biden White House are, not fighting with each other. They're kind of in cahoots with one another. No matter how close you may think that bond goes, here's how CNN reported on the Trump incident. Trump speech interrupted by Secret Service. And then I see High Res, the rapper, this is so bullshit. They're framing it like it's just an interruption. They won't even use the word, and Russell Brand was also saying this, they won't even use the word assassination or the phrase assassination attempt. They won't even say that. And I think, whoa, that's, I actually don't mind what CNN is doing here, because it sounds like they're skeptical of what actually happened. And they're like, you know what, we have to report on it because we're a news agency. And maybe it's not coming from an altruistic place, this skepticism that they have. Maybe it's not just their higher self coming in. They hate Trump, or at least it seems so they hate Trump, or they have to hate Trump in words to get your amygdala to do what they want. Maybe they don't care about Trump. Maybe they love Trump, but they make it seem like they hate him because they know you hate him, and that's how they get paid. So CNN reports Trump's speech interrupted by Secret Service. Here's another one. CNN reports Trump injured in incident at Pennsylvania rally. That in the headlines, they're not willing to say this is an assassination attempt. Because maybe they say it in the body, but they won't even entertain it until they fully know. Maybe that's why Joe Biden hasn't made a statement yet, because he's like, I want to get all the intel. Give me a moment. I want to get all the intel. Yes, maybe he could get up and say, I want all the intel before I make an official statement on this. That would actually be super cool, because that's showing like, hey, listen, I'm not going to pretend to know, but I want to get to the bottom of it. That would sow more doubt in people's minds that this is a legitimate thing. It would actually, I think, if he were to come out like, listen, what happened, if this was political violence, or if this was an assassination attempt, if this was what it looks like it was on the face of it, it is reprehensible. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I don't have currently on my desk enough information to know exactly what happened, so I will make an official statement once I do. Goodbye, American people. I would actually appreciate President Biden saying that about this situation, more so than just keeping quiet. So I am not a Trump supporter in any stretch of the imagination, nor am I a Biden supporter, nor am I an RFK supporter. I am a skeptic. I am a former conspiracy theorist, rehabbed as much as you can be to the point of logic and reason, which means, of course, there are conspiracies out there. Of course, some of what out there is a spectacle. Some of what we see is theatrics during an election cycle to get us talking or not looking at something. It's a red herring. Of course, some of that exists. The problem is when you say this event like 9/11, or this event like the Boston Marathon, or this event like Trump getting shot at. Kind of interesting it was just his ear. You can still run a campaign trail with that kind of an injury, and it still looks cool because you can get blood on your face. And the cameras captured everything that Trump, if this were a perfect world in his mind, like, wow, that's exactly how I would want it to be. I still get to fist bump to the camera. There's blood on my face. That looks American and rock and roll, right? This is kind of like the 60s. We're returning to this very dangerous time. Let the people think that. Yeah, bread and circuses. Of course, this kind of feels like that, but I'm not going to say that's actually what it is, because I, like you, are getting all of my information from the internet. With that being said, I'm going to leave you with some parting things that I saw about the Trump incident on social media, just so you could watch through it and see what you see. And with that being said, I love you all. Please make up your own minds and your own hearts, but take RFK Jr.'s advice to heart. Take a step back from it, breathe, realize you're okay, and get on with your life, and return to this when it feels like you're balanced enough to do so. I love you all. I'll catch you next time on Waking Infinity News.
America all throughout, and I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking, people say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming. And then I saw people interceding when I saw him winning the presidency through great. The Lord showed me it would go clear into the summer. Great persecution would come on him through the judges and through the law and all these people trying to sue him and all this stuff. But there would be a stop to it, and there things would start to break free come toward the fall. And then I saw him winning the election through the Patriots coming out and voting. And
Mr. Kennedy, thanks for being with us this evening. It is obviously a horrifying moment, no matter who you are, what party you ascribe to or don't. Your perspective this evening, sir, as a presidential candidate that has millions of followers all across this country.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all need to take a breath now and step back and see that this is the product of so much vitriol and so much anger. And that when we release that kind of anger into the universe, it inevitably comes back and reverberates with these kind of consequences. And all of us now have to start looking at each other and saying, we're all Americans. We're better than this. This isn't the way that we want our country to look to our children, to look to people around the world. We need to stop hating on each other. We need to stop telling other people in the world that the other guy is going to destroy the republic. We need to recognize we're all Americans. We all love our country. It's time now to pray for the president, pray for his family, for President Trump, and to start being kind to each other and to start being generous to each other and to resist all of the implications that we continue in this kind of vitriolic way. Let's have an election. Let's go forward as Americans. Let's love each other. Let's trust each other. And let's rebuild this country as a community.